You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Sunny skies, a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Briner Sports Complex as the Ball State Cardinals play host to the Akron Zips in some Sunday afternoon action. I'm Roen, Elbert, joined by Brayden, Carroll, and this is such a fun matchup just because of the unpredictability about it. Ball State is a team that's 6-5-2 on the season, 3-3-1 in MAC play, facing an Akron team that's had a lot of downs, but coming off of their first MAC win in over 2 years against Central Michigan last Thursday. This is an Akron team with a lot to prove.
Yeah, and it's been such an uphill climb for this Zips program in really the last decade. You're talking about a team that, you know, their last season with a winning record was way back in 2006. And they have an interim head coach this season with Maggie Kuhn. It's been a tough stretch for Akron. Huge for them to get that first conference win. Maybe that can be the turning point for this team.
It really can be, and we'll find out today. Ball State, though, coming off of a big win against Eastern Michigan, a 1-0 win. We saw Jordan Klassen get a goal in there. Kate Palante, the goalkeeper, with 2 saves. She's really stepped in ever since Abby Jenkins stepped away due to injury this season. Kate Palante has stepped in, and she's done it very well.
Yeah, 75% save rate this season, and she looked pretty good against the Eastern Michigan squad. 2 saves, didn't really have to do much. Her defense stepped up big time for her. And give credit to LG Moncrief. Haven't seen her get many points this season, but had a huge assist on that Klassen goal, and it ended up being the decider.
It really did. Yeah, Moncrief, that was her first assist of the season, really coming up clutch in that way. But you already know what to look for when you look at Ball State, and that's Addie Chester. What a year she's had. 8 goals. You're looking at 18 shots on goal. She's had a great season, leading the team in assists as well with 4. But for Akron, how do you even attempt to contain her?
I think you just have to shut down her outlets, because you're talking about on the other side of the attacking third, Delaney Caldwell, who just feeds passes over and over again to Addie Chester. This is a team that stays connected on the attack. Oftentimes you see the defense come right up to the center stripe. They don't really think about those quick transitions. They're all score, score, score. And Addie Chester, I mean, what else can you say other than she's going to be the consensus player of the year in the MAC? First in the MAC in goals, shots. She's been great this season. She is even 4th in assists. I mean, she's just had the season of her life. And if you're Akron, it's much less about shutting her down, because she's going to get hers today. She will have a great performance. It's all about, can you stop the ways in which Addie Chester gets the ball? That's how you stop her from scoring.
And there are already a lot of things with Akron to look at, but a 4-3 win over Central Michigan, their first MAC win since 2023. Not only that, it came down to the wire, game-winning goal from Emma King. But the big story here was Jordan Oberhaus with 2 goals of her own. So, Brayden, what was your biggest takeaway really so far this season from the Zips?
I think it's the best win of the season for Akron, far and away. When you look at it in the RPI, it's not. But the fact that it's a MAC win just changes everything. So all of a sudden you end that losing streak to conference opponents, and you give yourself something to be proud of. A victory at home against Central Michigan, your 3rd to last home game of the season. And then you look at the home games that they have left, Western Michigan, Toledo. Those are tough games. This was really their last game that they could look at and say, this is really winnable. Not that they can't beat those teams, but those teams are powerhouses in the MAC, in and out every season. So getting that win against Central means so much. And what I was really impressed about with Akron is how their big players stepped up. You talk about Oberhaus with 2 goals. You also talk about Tuhi with 2 assists. I mean, this was a team where their attack was on point. They put up 4 goals against this team, did a fantastic job.
They really did. And, I mean, you could say it that Central Michigan may be an easier opponent, but the fact that they handled business, especially a tough match like that down the wire. You mentioned Lily Tuhi. That's not going to get appreciated enough. The transfer from Charlotte really stepped up, really a great facilitator. But now for Akron, as we come down to this, and for Ball State as well, come down to this match, what are the keys to the match for both teams?
For Ball State, what I liked against Eastern Michigan for them is they had 8 corners, which one away from their season high, a team that's 10th in the MAC in corners per match. If they can keep getting set pieces, they're going to find the opportunities for their players like Chester and Caldwell. So if they can get corners, get free kicks, just get the ball into the 18, they're going to have an impact. And then for Akron, how do you shut down Addie Chester? That really could decide things for them because their star power on defense doesn't have anybody who can match up with Chester directly. They have to take out the outlets.
You really have to, and will they? We'll find out when we return on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive car dock maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Now, back to the action. Just about to get started here at Brayden Sports Complex. A beautiful Sunday afternoon between the Ball State Cardinals and the Akron Zips. Let's take a quick moment, look at the starting lineups for both teams. First for Ball State. You start off with your defenders with Delaney Ahern, Greer Isaacson, and Jordan Klassen. Klassen, who scored her first goal of the season in the last match against Eastern Michigan. Now the forwards, you already know, Delaney Caldwell and Addie Chester. That senior combination, very hard to beat. And your midfielders, you got Izzy Ross, LG Moncrief, Lexi Watkins, Kira Verberg as well with Tori Monaco. And guarding the goal, it's Kate Palante for the Cardinals.
This is a lineup that in and out has been great this season, but you look at the biggest stat on record for Ball State, they haven't won at home yet. This could be a big game for this squad.
Yeah, looking for their first home win since September of last year. That was against IU Indy, so not even a MAC opponent. And now you look at Akron, their midfielders. You have Lily Tui, Caitlin Goddard, Addison Hall, and Isha Sadarshan. And now the defenders, Kaylin Beaker, Riley Chesna, Luisa Fragnoli, and with the goalkeeper, Sarah Bauer, guarding that goal. And your forwards, Emma King, Caitlin Rogowski, and Rachel Wenzel. And you already know Emma King is a player you have to watch for with Akron.
Absolutely. 8th in the MAC in goals this season. She has 4 of them. Emma King as well has been great this season. She's 6th in the conference for shots, 9th in shots on goal. Those are 2 forwards who can be a fantastic 1 and 2 punch when this team is in system.
Cardinals kick it away with Delaney Caldwell. She airs it out to the far side. Out of play on the touchline. Akron quickly with possession. The Ball State Cardinals with their red look today, the red kits with the white lettering. Akron with their navy blues with the gold lettering. Ball State also with the pink cleats. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at Brayden Sports Complex.
It's great that Ball State is showing the recognition of the occasion.
Fragnoli on the inside. She gets the stop. Ball State was looking inside the 6, couldn't get there. Sarah Bauer tosses it back out. Rogowski, she cycles backwards to the freshman Fragnoli. But you're absolutely right. Breast Cancer Awareness Day, huge, especially in the month of October. It's kicked away by the goalkeeper Bauer on the near side. Ball State on their attacking third, the right side of the pitch. They have an opportunity. The feed inside for Addie Chester, stripped away by Fragnoli, the freshman defender who has had quite the season as Akron takes possession, but not before Delaney Caldwell takes it right back for the Cardinals. Akron back with it. A flick and a head tap. A header for Isaacson goes out of play, far touchline.
That was Riley Chestnut with the clear for Akron. Talk about a crazy career for her. A senior, she's been to 4 different schools now. Started off at LIU, transferred to UNI, and then got to Marquette after a great season with the Panthers. Now she's here at Akron. Missed time last year with the Golden Eagles due to injury. Just good to see how well she's persevered through her college career. And now she's finally getting the minutes that she wants.
Yeah, Chesna, the senior, hopefully a good ending to her collegiate career. Delaney Caldwell has possession inside the 18. Chesna strips it away. Cardinals with a shot on, and it's right into the possession of the goalkeeper Bauer. That time on the left side of the 18. Ball State with Lexi Watkins on the attack. We're about a minute into this contest. No score yet. Near side they work with Rogowski for Akron. Walking the tightrope. Now across the timeline they move. A header for Isaacson, and Ball State back with possession. The freshman Izzy Ross who is handling it. The freshman, she's made quite the impact.
Yeah, and she's a fantastic athlete as well. Go back to high school, and she was a 4-time All-American in track and field, 9-time All-State. Cross country, 4-time All-State, and then a fantastic soccer player as well, a 2-time All-State selection.
Hall with the attack, but it'll be offsides instead. So Tharshawn had the look, but Addison Hall got there too early.
Yeah, it looked like Addison Hall and Rogowski were both out of position there into the 18 before the Cardinals defense came back. This is an Akron team that's dealt with issues penalty-wise in recent games, but overall on the season, they're first in the MAC with the least amount of fouls per match. They had 3 offsides against Central Michigan. It's something that's become an issue in the last few matches.
So Ball State continues their work going left to right. Tori Monaco on the near touch line. She works on the near wing, guarded by Fragnoli. On the goal line, kicks it off of the shin, goes out of play. Ball State now has a big opportunity here on the right side of the pitch to the left of the goal with a corner kick.
Again, Ball State doesn't really have corners many times per match. 3.2 this season, 10th in the MAC. Good to see an early set piece here.
Moncrief to kick it away. Takes 2 hops into the 18. It's deflected off of a Cardinal. Watkins airs it out, goes over the goal and out of play. Akron avoids disaster early with Sarah Bauer, the goalkeeper, to kick it away as Akron works on their defensive third going right to left. The Akron Zips looking for their first win in program history over the Ball State Cardinals in Muncie. Last time Akron won against the Ball State Cardinals, you go back to 2010.
Cards win possession back with a Sutharshan foul. She put her hands up as though she didn't do anything. Pretty clear tackle on Lexi Watkins from the backside. And again, those fouls for Akron starting to add up early here. A great team that is very disciplined.
The Cardinals have another opportunity to attack. Goes off of Delaney Caldwell, deflected back out to Lexi Watkins. Off of the head, atop of the pitch, looking to go into the 18 for Caldwell. Instead, deflected by the Zips. Akron an opportunity to attack now, going right to left, atop of the center circle. Ball State back with possession. A header for Akron over to Lily Tui. Moncrief for Ball State. She counters. Cardinals work backwards with Delaney Ahern. Left to right, they're atop of the pitch on their middle third. Now back to their own defensive third. Ball State 5 minutes into this one. No score yet. Akron now back on their own defensive third after that pass went too long. Sarah Bauer, the goalkeeper, she sees that as an opportunity to reset with Riley Chesna. Cardinals back with possession, though. Delaney Caldwell just on the arc of the 18. Slow roller to Bauer, the goalkeeper. Not enough there. Looks for Rogowski near side. They have her. Going backwards to Fragnoli, the freshman for Akron, the defender. She's really been a bright spot on this Zips team.
And they've needed bright sides. This is a Akron squad with 9 freshmen on their roster. They've been looking for that young development to go on next season and really show some strength because, this program has just been through so much in recent years, especially early this season. It's great to see how many freshmen for Akron get active playing time, make starts, and make impacts.
Izzy Ross, a slow rolling kick towards the goal, not enough for Ball State. Akron, they air it out, going right to left. You're absolutely right. There's a lot of youth on this Zips team, only 4 seniors on the roster. Everything they've gone through the last couple of years. Looks like a bright future is really what they need, and they're building that up with this freshman class. Ball State working backwards. They're atop of the pitch towards the center line, stripped away by Akron. It's Emma King, the senior, who's done so much for this Zips team. Ball State does get it back, though, inside their own 18. Kate Palante, the goalkeeper from Westfield, Indiana, collects it.
Akron's got to find a way to control the pace a little bit better. We're almost 7 minutes into the match, and they've only had 2 real pushes into their attacking third, one of them an offsides, and then they're a through ball that's way over everybody. It's been a tough start for the Zips. Cardinals have just been pushing, and Akron's been forced to the defensive edge.
Yeah, they really haven't gotten into the 18 all that much. Ball State, though, working backwards. Akron had an opportunity on the near wing. It's pushed out of play. It goes off of Jordan Klassen. So now Akron on their attacking third, left side of the pitch. They work. Addison Hall is stripped away by Moncrief. Chester with a header for Ball State, near wing. Tui, she goes backwards for the Zips, collecting it. Takes 2 hops as Fragnoli was trying to go inside to the 18 for Wenzel. Akron gets it back off of the deflection. Ball State guarding closely as the Zips look to get on the scoreboard first. Whistle blown. Contact there. An opportunity now for Ball State on the foul. Jordan Klassen on the near wing, her own defensive third, will kick it away for the Cardinals.
Really an unnecessary foul by Rogowski. Nearing the corner, you just got to find a way to take that ball back. Give Tui a chance to get into position and reset that attack. Instead, you have a change of possession that just takes away your best movement into the attacking third.
You bring up Lily Tui. This is a player that 3 seasons, 3 different schools. Iowa State her freshman year, Charlotte last season, now the Akron Zips. Cardinals had an opportunity on the far wing on their attacking side, but Riley Chesna, the defender, a senior, once again making a great play on it.
She's been great so far. Her ability to stay connected with the rest of her defensive line, back up the 18. She has been one of the leading cogs to the defense this season for Akron. And early on, you can just see how well she plays the boundary of the box.
We are 9 minutes into the match, still 0-0. Akron to inbound on the far flank, right side of the pitch. The Zips haven't had many opportunities on their attacking side. They're hoping that they can change that here on this possession. They work on their own middle third with Fragnoli. Sarah Bauer, the goalkeeper, she airs it away, looking for Emma King, but Ball State gets to it first with Greer Isaacson. Tripped up is Lexi Watkins, and it's kicked out of play by the Zips on the far touch line, right side of the pitch. It stays with the Cardinals, no foul.
I like the decision by the officials to keep the whistle in their pocket there. One official right in the center of the action, able to see that clearly. It was a clean touch, just a trip off the ball, I think, for Watkins.
Still about 10 minutes into this one. What a beautiful day for soccer. Not a cloud in sight. Wind is blowing softly in, right to left. You can tell by the American flag on the right side of the pitch next to the scoreboard. Ball State near touchline with Izzy Ross, the freshman. This Cardinals team, a lot of great players going out, but when you got freshmen like Izzy Ross, it makes it a little bit easier.
And she's been great this season for being a freshman, too. From so far away from home, too, hailing from Kansas, played at Blue Valley Southwest High School where she was a 3-sport star.
Cardinals looking for an opportunity. Far wing with Lexi Watkins. Misses all of it, goes out of play on the goal line. And Sarah Bauer for Akron, the goalkeeper, will once again kick it away on a goal kick.
And really, that's Watkins' job on the outside. Playing midfield, she'll come up as a forward essentially, and mainly the crosser into the 18 there, just no one was there into the box to take any pass, so really no net gain or loss sending that one out of play.
Yeah, Lexi Watkins, 1 goal on the season that came against UMass earlier this year. Akron moving on the far wing. It's Rachel Wenzel. Puts one into the 6, looking for Tui. Cardinals make a great play. Jordan Klassen, the defender, strips it out, goes out of play on the goal line. The Zips have an opportunity, goes off of Klassen. It'll be a corner kick to the right of the goal. The Zips will control it. Lily Tui, the junior, to kick it away. But Jordan Klassen avoiding disaster there, getting to it first.
Yeah, and that was a big play. Wenzel, though, needs to bring that cross a little closer to the goal. That could have been a great glancing header. Instead, it ends up with the wrong player in the wrong jersey.
Airs it away. Not much curve on the kick, and Chester comes away with it for Ball State. She carves through the defense across the timeline, below the center line. A push from behind from Rogowski. Looks to the left side, guiding it at the top of the pitch towards the far wing for Lexi Watkins. Cycles backwards, now into the 18, off of Fragnoli for Akron. Ball State has to go backwards, but not before Rachel Wenzel of the Zips gets there first.
Rogowski has to be careful next time Chester is running down the side like that. You can see Rogowski thinking, tackle, I need to stop Chester. She's going to run into the 18, and she almost earned a yellow card doing so. It'd be so blatant to make a tackle along the near side in front of all of the officials from behind. That's a card every day of the week, and I think she held herself back a bit. But still, got to find a way to chase her down. Just don't think hard tackle there.
And look, Brayden, I understand. When Addie Chester's full steam ahead, you're probably thinking to yourself, what can I do? One of the hardest players on this Cardinal team to stop, the former Louisville Cardinal. Akron resets with Sarah Bauer. It's harped on a lot, but I think it's really cool for Addie Chester. Growing up in Muncie, went to Delta High School, shattered records there, and has an opportunity these last 2 years to come home and play for the Cardinals. Foul called that time, gives the Cardinals a free opportunity towards midfield.
I think what's really special about Addie Chester is the great season that she had last year, where she was first-team All-MAC, scored 10 goals with 8 assists, and then still stayed in Muncie. That just shows you the dedication that she has to her hometown.
Yeah, she did an interview. Her father was very happy when he heard the news that she was going to be coming home, in a sense, to play her final 2 years with the Ball State Cardinals.
I mean, in this era of the transfer portal, too, you have a season like that, and you know who's calling. I mean, Josh Reif was the coach at Ball State last season. He goes to IU. You know that Josh Reif reached out to Addie Chester and said, hey, do you want to follow me and play for the Hoosiers, play Big Ten soccer? And Addie Chester just wanted to stay home, something so special to her, being able to play in the Ball State uniform and be so close to her family.
After another Ball State foul, Akron has a free kick. On the far wing, they work inside the 18. Looks for Allen. Ball State gets there first with Ross. Deep outside of the 18. Far kick goes wide left for Lily Tui and out of play. So Ball State once again has possession going left to right. We're at about the 15-minute mark of the first half. 30 minutes to go. No score yet.
Tui's been very active here in the early goings of this match. Crashing into the 18, well, had a great opportunity at scoring just a few minutes ago if a pass was just slightly cleaner from the outside by Rachel Wenzel. I'm surprised to see her being the impact so far.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of names that you could point towards for Akron. As a whistle is blown, Ball State gets an opportunity to reset on a foul. Just below the center circle on the middle third, their own middle third. There are a lot of Akron players you can look for to make an impact. Emma King was the one we probably looked at the most. That's the most shot attempts on the team and shots on goal. As Akron, they were able to collect that ball as Addie Chester on the 18 had an opportunity, but Sarah Bauer, the goalkeeper, gets there first.
Ball State will do that frequently out of free kicks from the center stripe. It's not really a clear. It's more of a cross into the 18. I call it a Hail Mary because in that case, everybody's set up defensively.
Chester Big kick that time goes off of the Zips on a deflection. Out of play, kicked away by Akron. And that's a good move right there because they had the last touch that was on the goal line, and that time it was Goddard who kicked it to the far touchline. Tui, she pops it up for the Zips on the defensive third. Akron goes right back over to Ball State with Izzy Ross in possession. Back to the center circle. It's Jordan Klassen, guarded by Rachel Wenzel. Ball State now guides at the top of the pitch. 29 minutes to go in the first half. No score yet. Kaylin Beaker was guarding Delaney Caldwell in the 18. She gets to that ball first. Akron with possession with Tui on the far touch line on their own defensive third.
You know, like we talked about the pregame, you can see the aggression from the defensive unit of Ball State. I mean, Greer Isaacson is way past the center line playing into the attacking third. Essentially what happens, the defense hits the boundary of where the ball is, and then the midfielders are the one who stay back. It's kind of a flipped defensive setup for Ball State. It keeps the ball in the attacking third, and it's done so far.
Hey, we touched on it earlier. The freshman, the future of Ball State soccer, Greer Isaacson, definitely a part of that. Her brother Quinn, a legend with Ball State men's volleyball. Greer Isaacson maybe looking to follow in her brother's footsteps of making an impact at Ball State University. Akron does make a change. Out goes Rachel Wenzel. In comes in Jordan Oberhaus, who had 2 goals in the last match. Another change, Allie McMillan. She checks in for Isha Sodarshan.
Kind of surprised that Oberhaus didn't get the start today. She started 11 matches this season, and she's coming off that great performance against Central Michigan. Not surprised to see her come in so early.
And what's funny is she didn't even start in the Central Michigan match either. It's interesting how the last few matches she really hasn't seen the starting lineup, but still has made a big impact. Delaney Caldwell kicks it into the 6. Nobody home. The goalkeeper Bauer gets there for Akron.
Yeah, what's most interesting to me is that, you know, there's the new rule in women's soccer this year and men's soccer that you have 6 substitution moments in a match. So if you're not going to start some of your star players, but you'll bring them in 10 minutes, it's an interesting plan because what happens when there's an injury and the officials deem it, you know, a substitution moment? Well, you've already used 3 of them just bringing in your stars early on.
It is an interesting move. Ball State kicks it out of play on the goal line on the near wing. That time for the Cardinals, it was Kira Verberg who kicked it away. So now Akron once again in position for their second corner kick of the day with about 26 minutes left in the first half. No score. Nothing too fancy here, just a touch over. Opportunity, Kate Palante, the goalkeeper for Ball State, leaps up and makes the catch.
That's one of the reasons that Palante has earned more starts as the season has gone on. She's an aggressive goalkeeper. On these set pieces, she's willing to step up out of the box, trust in her defense around her, and just play ball. Does so right there, jumping in front of the Akron attack. I think that was Emma King who was on the outside of the 6. Makes a great play, and the play to make.
It really was the play. Now Akron with Oberhaus. She was the one that put that on before Palante rejected it. Cardinals, they guide it towards the bottom of the pitch. Across the timeline they go with Delaney Caldwell. She's stonewalled quickly that time by Addison Hall. Akron, they work backwards, cycling over to Beaker, the senior. Now over to Lily Tui. And really, she's been everywhere for this Akron team today as a facilitator. That time goes out of play near touchline off of the Cardinals and Tori Monaco. But another stoppage.
That's 2 substitution moments early on. We're 20 minutes into the match, already on pace to be out of them by the end of the 90 minutes. It could be just a strategy by Maggie Kuhn. She's in her first year as a head coach, just starting to learn. And then it's also new rules in women's soccer. But just an interesting take from Coach Kuhn to have these early substitutions.
It really is. That time it was Kylie Sheeman coming in for Rachel Wenzel. Yeah, you've already had 2 substitution moments. This has been interesting for sure on Akron's approach when it comes to substitutions, especially with that new rule in mind. Ball State kicks it away, far touchline. Akron on their attacking side, they have possession. About 24 minutes to go in the first half. Off of the chest, a quick touch for the Zips. Poked away, Addie Chester comes away with it for Ball State. Misdirection, carves through the defense, past the center line, airs it out into the 18, nobody home. Bauer gets there for Akron.
That's been an issue for Ball State this season, Roen, is the midfield stays well connected, the defense well connected. The forwards, though, have had these issues of crossing the ball into the 18 and either Addie Chester isn't there or Caldwell isn't there. You see it happen again.
Sheeman works backwards for Akron, near side. Lily Tui with control. Delaney Caldwell comes away with it for Ball State. Goes back now to the near wing. It's Tori Monaco attacking side for the Cardinals, right end of the pitch. Tries to go between the legs of Fragnoli. Izzy Ross gets there for the Cardinals. Pops it up. A header for Akron with Beaker. Goes back to Ball State off of the deflection. Back to the middle third. The Cardinals work still on their attacking side. Fragnoli, she pickpockets Monaco. That gives Akron the possession they need, but not before Ball State gets it right back with Klassen poking it away. Cardinals back on their own defensive third with the goalkeeper, Palante.
Very slow developing first half here, Roen. Only 3 total shots between these two teams, 2 by Ball State, 1 by Akron. Just wondering when things will start to inch up. I think Tori Monaco starting to get the ball as an indicator that Ball State wants to push because she is the main crosser on the near side. So now you have her over on this boundary. Lexi Watkins on the other side. Could be a chance for them.
Ball State tries to put one on the far wing. Goes to the left of the goal and collected by Bauer, the goalkeeper. The Cardinals once again can't put it in. That was Lexi Watkins once again. Louisa Fragnoli goes middle of the pitch, has Addison Hall. Chester tries to pickpocket Tui atop of the pitch. She guides it up top of the center line. Puts a through ball over, looking for McMillan. Cardinals get there first with Delaney Ahern, the Mississippi State transfer. Poked out of play, far touchline, and Ball State, they have an opportunity to make a substitution now. And it's Emily Roper that comes in for Delaney Caldwell. Jess Furno checks in as well. Furno comes in for Lexi Watkins. Emily Roper, the senior from Carmel, Indiana. Jess Furno, a freshman from Wisconsin. 2 players that have made impacts this season. And Roper coming off of the bench quite a bit this season. As Akron on their defensive third with the goalkeeper Bauer. Still 0-0 with about 21 minutes to go in this first half.
Emily Roper, she started every match last season and just hasn't seen many starts this year. Had 1 start versus IU Indy. It's a change in the philosophy between Coach Reif and Coach Stutz of who should be out on the pitch to start off the match, because Roper, she comes in for Caldwell basically every match early on to get her due minutes. It's not a thing of whether Coach Stutz trusts Emily Roper or not. He knows how good Roper is as a player, how well she can develop the attack. And I think this is just the type of change of pace that Ball State wants to bring in here towards the latter half of this first half.
You know, when Coach Stutz came in to Ball State, it was very late into the spring schedule. He met with every player for an hour, and he told all of the seniors, hey, I want to make this your best year at Ball State yet. And that goes for Emily Roper as well. Ball State had an opportunity on the near wing. Sheeman kicks it away. Beaker airs it out for Akron, near side, still on their defensive end. Sheeman, it's stonewalled by Verberg and out of play. Akron has to reset on the near touch line, right side of the pitch. Fragnoli on the inbound to Kaylin Beaker. Beaker, a senior from Wadsworth, Ohio. They cycle atop of the pitch with Lily Tui. Now Riley Chesna. Cardinals get it right back with Addie Chester. Into the 18, Chesna pickpockets her. 19 minutes to go in this first half. Still no score. Not many attacking opportunities as well. But Akron maybe has one here on their own middle third. Kicks one through. No one there for Akron, however. Goes out of play on the goal line. So Ball State with a goal kick here.
Yeah, that's a misplay by Sheeman. She has to lead that ball in just a little slower to Toohey, because the worst thing that can happen is Ball State's there first. And it looked like they would be anyways with Jordan Klassen chasing that down. But instead, now you bring up a goal kick, you end the attack, and you might get the ball out of this goal kick, but all of a sudden you're 20 yards farther back.
How about this? Another change for Akron. Olivia Heskett. She checks in for Caitlin Goddard.
Already halfway through their substitution moments. There's 19 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, we're just a little over the halfway mark of the first half, and they're already halfway through their substitutions. This is interesting. Jess Furno, she controls far side for Ball State. Kicked away by Rogowski, so the Cardinals are forced to reset. Akron pressing hard on the defensive third for the Cardinals. Ball State looking to get on the attacking end. They have an opportunity with Chester atop of the center circle, but Akron gets there. Ball State quick touch. Delaney Ahern gets past one defender. She's tripped and a foul called. Akron, the whistle blown that time. It's Addison Hall.
And Hall doesn't really do anything wrong there. I don't think she anticipated Delaney Ahern turning like she did. Ahern sees the ball starting to advance forward and gets back into her position, and it was just consequential contact.
A header for Akron with Chesna just on the arc of Ball State's attacking box. It's aired out. Another header for the Cardinals with Jordan Klassen. Softly tapped over with Emily Roper to the outside of the center circle. Kira Verberg, she goes across the stripe. Akron gets it right back, though, with Heskett, who just checked in. Gets it through over to Kylie Sheeman. Bottom of the pitch, attacking third for Akron. Gets into the 18. She looks for Oberhaus, nobody home. And Kate Palante, the goalkeeper for Ball State, puts her body out to get that ball. Cardinals do reset with about 17 minutes to go in this first half. 0-0 we stand.
That's two passes now by the forwards, Wenzel and Sheeman, that have just been slightly off target of their leading runners into the 18, something that Akron's going to need to work on, more precision with those passes.
Fragnoli, she stops Addie Chester from getting inside the 6, allows Sarah Bauer to get to that ball, the goalkeeper. I find it interesting, though, Ball State, all of their wins this season have been shutouts, and I think that's a big props to their defensive front.
Yeah, the defense has been great this season. It's really just come down to whether the attack works or not. Because the thing for Ball State, it's like we talked about in the pregame, the way to shut down this Cardinal attack is stopping the outlet passes to Addie Chester, leaving her on an island, because no player is no Maradona. You know, it's hard to just run straight into the 18 like she tried to earlier a few minutes ago.
Chester, she puts one on near wing. It's caught immediately by Bauer for Akron. Zips reset. She slowly guides it over to Addison Hall, middle of the pitch, attacking through, in the air, gets through to Oberhaus. She's in the 18. Opportunity to the outside of the 6. Pushed away by the Cardinals with Klassen. Great defense being played. She still puts one on. Looks on the inside for Heskett. Goes off of her body, but back to Ball State. And a whistle blown. Cardinals do get possession here, avoiding disaster as Akron was really attacking and attacking quick.
Oberhaus did everything right on that play. She stays onside, somehow waiting for that ball to be passed before she makes her move, gets there first, crosses into the 18, makes a great move, and then that pass. Heskett needs to turn around and see that. If you're going to crash into the 6, watch the ball, watch where the cross is going to come from.
And there have been numerous examples of that for Akron today. We've really seen it with the forwards where, again, pulling one through. It's been tough for the Zips so far, trying to even get into the 18, let alone get an opportunity.
I thought that one was clean. It's just, you know, where's the attention to detail on who's receiving those passes. So all of a sudden you have the communication on point from one end and then it's not there on the other end. The forwards need to clean things up a bit here.
Yeah, you could see it even with Heskett inside the 6. She knew immediately. As Ball State, another change being made. This time it's Fiona Killian checking in for Izzy Ross. Akron once again a substitution with the freshman Fanine Cregan.
Now that's smart by Akron because that's a substitution moment for Ball State, and that gives you the opportunity to substitute as well. So, when you think about it, Akron using 3 early on can't hurt them too much because Ball State's only used 1 so far now.
Now, Brayden, it begs the question, how many are we going to be at by the end of this first half? We got about 13 minutes to go. Addie Chester stripped down on the far side. She was tackled. No foul, though, as Chester does get it back on the far wing. Looks to go in the 18, guarded by Rogowski. Slow roller into the 6. Collected by Chesna for the Zips. Kicks it off away to Oberhaus. Delaney Ahern gets a foot to it for Ball State. Jess Furno back in control for the Cardinals. Addie Chester surrounded by a sea of navy blue. Tries to go for a header. Misses all of it. Goes to Riley Chesna instead for Akron.
30 minutes in, Roen, and we still only have 6 shots in this match. Ball State's starting to get going, but Akron's attack still isn't there. I mean, we're talking about a Ball State team. It's felt like they've just been on the attack all day long. Akron started to get things moving, but again, the communication isn't there when they're into the 18. How do you stop Ball State from being the one to push? That's going to be the question at halftime for Akron.
That's a question that who knows if they even have the answer to. As Riley Chesna on that far wing for Akron on their defensive front. She's stonewalled quickly, trying to pass it over towards midfield. Goes out of play, far touchline, goes to Ball State. Now all of a sudden they have an opportunity on their attacking side with the inbound from Jess Furno. Emily Roper on the far wing, goes backwards to Furno. Into the 18. Chester was there, but it's kicked away by the Zips. Akron gets it back off of the deflection with Kylie Sheeman. It's a race to the ball between her and Verberg, poked out of bounds near touchline. It goes to the Zips.
That's a confident kick out by Goodard in the 18, stepping up to punt that one away. If she misses that ball, the opening in the middle of the 18 is there for Ball State. She had to touch it, and she did so.
LG Moncrief near touchline, rolls it over to Tori Monaco. Ball State back with possession on the attacking third. Rolls it over, 11 minutes to go in this first half. Still no score. Into the 6, an opportunity for the Cardinals. Roper puts one on and through. Emily Roper's score makes it 1-0 Cardinals. Her 3rd goal of the season. The senior gets it done as the Cardinals strike first.
And Roper, what she did there that earned her the goal is she was the one who was aggressive to the ball. You had 2 Zips in the 6 outside of Bauer, and everybody waits for the ball to come to them. Roper sees that timidness towards the ball from Akron, steps to the boundary in the 6, first there, and she has the corner, and she made a great shot selection of sending that high up, a little slow lob right above Bauer as she comes crashing in. That's what earns you goals, is being aggressive in the box, being the first to touch, and then capitalizing.
Hey, that was on the top half of the net, like you said. Just slowly popping it in there. Emily Roper, I think in many ways also using her height to her advantage as well. There are many a time where, most of the time I'll even say, where she is the tallest player on the pitch. Ball State back with possession, 11 minutes to go in the first half, a 1-0 lead after that goal from Emily Roper. Tori Monaco near wing, guarded by Fragnoli, the freshman. Backwards the Cardinals move with Moncrief. Roper, a header, it's caught by Bauer, the goalkeeper. Man, she was looking for number 2 on the day right there.
Yeah, that aggression's really showing. She's stepping up. I think she has read what this Akron defense is doing, staying back, waiting for the ball to come to them. She's being aggressive, and it's giving her these opportunities.
It's funny because we go back to what we were talking about earlier. With Roper, she's only started one match this season, and she's really been used as a substitution piece for Delaney Caldwell all year. Akron, back in transition, on their attacking wing, into the 18, looking for Taylor Allen, poked away by the Cardinals in red. Back far side, poked away, out of bounds on the touch line. Goes to Ball State. Olivia Heskett, the last one to touch it for the Zips. Cardinals, they reset on the inbound. Just over 10 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 1-0 Cardinal lead. Addie Chester, she subs out for Ball State. And Delaney Caldwell, I should say, another Cardinal, that being Annika Klaus checking in.
For both teams to stay on schedule, those should be the last substitutions that we see. Both have 3 right now. And, looking at this match as a whole, Roen, we get the time of possession chart at halftime, but, we don't need it right now to know that Akron has been up against a wall so far. No saves by Ball State, which tells you all you need to know, that this defense hasn't been put through much. Akron, they have 5 saves right now. Bauer has been active in goal because Ball State's just pushed so hard into the attacking third.
That's really been the story the last couple of matches, especially that Eastern Michigan. Ball State had an opportunity with Klaus going inside the 18. Doesn't get there. It's stonewalled by the Zips. But look at Palante against Eastern Michigan in the last match. 2 saves, didn't have to do much. And so far, no saves to her name. Very relaxing day for Palante, you could say. She could probably pull up a lawn chair out there by the goal.
Take in the sunshine a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just credit to this defense. Isaacson and Klassen, they've been stars on the defensive end this year for Ball State, and they haven't had to put Palante through much.
They really haven't, and it goes really with all goalkeepers they've used, whether it's Abby Jenkins, whether it's Konopatsky. But it seems like with Jenkins and her latest injury that Palante seems to be where they're going moving forward. Looks for Jess Furno. Ball State on the middle third, their attacking side. Foul called, goes to the Zips. With 8 minutes to go in the first half, a 1-0 Cardinal lead as the Zips going right to left. They cycle backwards, they go to Beaker. Riley Chesna, atop of the pitch, goes far side. A free ball into the center circle. LG Moncrief with it for Ball State. Slow roller, a steamroller to the touch line, out of play. The question is, who did it go off of? That was on the goal line there. It goes to Akron, so it'll be a goal kick for Sarah Bauer and the Zips.
That's a smart play by Rogowski. She knows that she doesn't have to touch that ball to let it go. She can let it go to the end line. And Jess Furno actually tries to chase that down. Rogowski wins the angle and just looks back at her like, "You're not going to touch it. Just let it roll. I'm there. If you dare go for it, I will touch it." That's great defensive play.
I would like to believe that's what the dialogue was like down there.
A little back and forth in the corner.
Who knows? As Akron's on the attacking side. Isaacson, she's guarding Heskett, and it's out of play. She stepped out of bounds, out of the touch line. Ball State on their attacking third, an opportunity to inbound. Clock still ticking, under 7 minutes to go in the first half. The Cardinals were able to strike first with an Emily Roper goal. Akron quick touch, Oberhaus off of the chest. Far wing into the 18, but they go backwards. It's Heskett. Guards closely towards the goal line, puts one into the 6, tries to put it on, but it's wide left of the goal.
And now we're back to the passes being off on these crosses. Akron, that's the big question in halftime. That's what has to be talked about if you're Coach Maggie Kuhn is we've had attacking opportunities. Now, they haven't come often, but we've gotten them, and we've had great chances to get the ball into the box. And for one reason or the other, whether it's a pass that's offline or it's a miscommunication to the cruiser into the middle, there's only 2 shots. I mean, it feels like Akron should have way more chances on goal.
How about this? Akron, another substitution. This would be their 4th of 6 that would be allowed. It's Olivia Pilato. Out of play near touch line. Under 6 minutes to go. Ball State on the attacking third. They're looking for more. They lead 1-0. Annika Klaus into the 18. Roper a header. Misses it all. Cardinals get it back, though. Outside the arc, Cardinals work. Cycling backwards with Jess Furno. Into the 6. Roper, another opportunity. Backs down a defender. Works backwards to Annika Klaus. Klaus puts one on. Gets it through. That's Kaylin Vallow who gets it through. Already 2-0 Ball State, 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Kaylin Vallow puts it through. That is her first goal of the season.
That was a slow developing opportunity, but you could feel it because of the amount of crosses that were going into the box. Cards had 3 opportunities. It was just that last one. The second one to Roper was out off the boundary, didn't have much space, took it back out, recrossed it, and Vallow is the one who's there in the middle of the 18, wide open space, and that's a second chance for Ball State where Akron has been caught napping in the 18.
So Ball State a 2-0 lead. In that first half, they've already gone on the attack and they've gotten on it hard. Remember, all of Ball State's wins this season have been shutouts. That's worth noting, especially in the situation we're in right now where Akron, to even get into the 18, it's been a struggle. That'll certainly be a point of emphasis as we go into the half break, about 5 minutes away from that point. 2-0 Cardinals. Fragnoli for Akron. Steamrolls it over across the center line. Moncrief in control for the Cardinals. Vallow, who scored her first goal of the season right there, goes backwards to Klaus. Klaus into the 6. Looks for Roper. Roper doesn't get there in time. It's Bauer, the goalkeeper for Akron.
If you're Akron, you just got to put all of the times that you've been put on defense behind you and start thinking aggression here to end the first half. Give your offense something confident, something to believe in heading into the locker room break. Or I guess, there's no locker room out here heading into the huddle break.
But still the point stands that there is a lot to talk about on that front. Akron with Beaker works near touchline on their defensive third. Taylor Allen, the West Virginia transfer, she controlled it, but not before Emily Roper gets it back for Ball State. Verberg into the 18, touched by Tui of the Zips. Pops it up in the center circle. Cardinals back with it. Roper misses the header. Bauer back with it for the Zips. The goalkeeper going right to left. Under 4 minutes to play now in the first half.
And what Tui just did there by clearing the ball to the center stripe, that's what you want to see from Akron. Akron isn't in a position right now to play conservative and pass the ball around their defensive third. Ball State's been aggressive, been taking the ball away, cutting through passing lanes. This isn't the time because at this point you got to start thinking about how can we cut into the lead instead of playing this conservative manner of let's keep it 2-0. Ball State, they're going to keep pushing. They want 3-0.
Akron gets it through with Oberhaus, but again, another whistle blown and another missed opportunity for the Zips. I think Oberhaus was offsides on that play.
She was, and she tried to sell it like she wasn't offsides by once that pass was made, she backed behind everybody else, but the official, great eye to catch that offside, and that's a broken opportunity for Akron.
Yeah, nearly fooled me. Keyword nearly. Ball State with Furno, far touch line, under 3 minutes to go. Cardinals on the attack. Rogowski strips it away and out of play. Far touch line. Ball State back with it. Wind blowing softly. Cardinals try to go into the 18 to Vallow. Popped up and kicked away. Far touch line. Ball State back with it. Akron with a quick touch for Oberhaus. Moncrief, a soft header. Roper working backwards. Ball State on the far wing. Jess Furno controls. Cycling backwards into the 6. Backing down. Shot on and in for the Cardinals. How about that, making it 3-0 early?
Goal! Number 26, Annika.
And Annika Klaus gets it done that time. Her first goal of the season, her second collegiate goal, 3-0. With all that Klaus has dealt with, all the adversity, that's such a big goal for her.
Yeah, redshirted last season. And she's only had 2 shots on goal this season with 13 matches played. That's her first career goal since 2023 against Miami, Ohio, September the 21st of that year. Great to see her finally get fortune to turn her way. She had a great opportunity. That's a great pass by by Jess Fairno to find her wide open in the 18 with plenty of room.
Ball State just flawless execution on their attacking side into the 18. They've had quite the day. Already 3-0 in the first half. Ball State pouring it on. And we're not even into the half break yet. Lily Tui across the center line. Akron working to the arc. A header for the Cardinals. The Zips, they have one more chance potentially of just trying to get anything going, any kind of momentum going into halftime. Knowing that you've already dug yourself in quite the hole, down 3-0. Emily Roper kicks it out of play on Ball State's defensive third on the far side. Akron does the same thing on the far side with Oberhaus. So now the Cardinals with possession, about 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, the clock ticking in the first half, where Ball State has already made a statement.
Yeah, Roen, if you look at the live stats for this match, Akron hasn't had a single shot so far. It's 10-0 Ball State. That just shows the difference between these two squads through the first 45.
That is a stark difference, Brayden, and one that certainly makes a difference, and you see it on the scoreboard right now. A 3-0 Cardinal lead goes out of play off of a header from Jess Furno for Ball State. Akron with the pass in. A collision of bodies towards the center line. Ball State comes away with it with Emily Roper just about 30 seconds to go in this first half. Chesna backwards to Allie McMillan into the center circle. Akron resets, working towards the far wing with Cregan. Airs it out of play on the end line. Just over 10 seconds to go. Ball State, they can just let it breathe here.
What is it about a minute being left on the clock that brings the aggression out of Akron that wasn't there for the first 45 minutes of play? Something has to be mentioned about the attack in the Akron huddle. You just can't let that happen.
Yeah, especially the final 30 seconds, too. I wonder what really sparked that plug now. I guess it took a 3-0 deficit maybe to get to that point. But as it stands right now in the half break, Ball State with a 3-0 lead over Akron. We'll be back with more halftime coverage. You're listening to Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back. It's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is Sports Link Digital.
You're listening to Ball State Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Now, back to the action.
Well, not quite back to the action as we're here at the halftime break, and I'll tell you what, the action was very one-sided through the first 45 minutes. Ball State leads 3-0 over the Akron Zips here at Brayden Sports Complex with just about 12 minutes to go until we get the final 45 going. I'm Brayden Carroll, Roen Elbert alongside the 3 goals for the Cards, courtesy of an Emily Roper goal in the 34th minute, assisted by Tori Monaco, a 40-minute goal by Caitlin Velo, assisted by Emily Roper, and then in the 43rd minute, Annika Klaus getting one in before the gun, assisted by Jess Ferno. And for Akron, not a single shot to boot through 45 minutes. That's something that's hard to think about before I hear your thoughts, Roen. I want to apologize. There aren't substitution moments in women's soccer. I was quite keen on that being the truth. I did not know that that was the case, and I am wrong. I apologize. But, Roen, what is going on with Akron right now?
Yeah, this is interesting. They can't get anything going in on their attacking third. Anytime they have any sort of momentum, there's always something to it. There's an offsides, there's something there. And even when the forwards have been on point with their passes, there's always been a lack of communication, especially the rare time they got into the 6. They have 2 corner kicks, but they haven't been able to make anything of it. Really, props to the Cardinals' defense once again. They've been on point all season, and they've been stonewalling the Zips today.
Yeah, Akron has been through it so far. 10 shots for Ball State, 8 of them on goal, an 80% shot on goal rate. Shocking, likely to be the high of the season for the Cards. And for Akron, that big goose egg. Then something to note as we enter the second half in just about 10 minutes. Akron is a team that has been switching out goalkeepers as of late. Usually they'll play 45 minutes with one, 45 with the other, and Roen, we can see Ariana Vakos from Avon, Ohio, redshirt freshman, warming up during this halftime stoppage. So looks like we'll see another switch in goalkeeper.
Yeah, redshirt freshman who coming in for a junior. This is great for her as a young player to be splitting time with an upperclassman, especially Sarah Bauer, who early on in the season, she was actually the MAC goalkeeper of the week. Maybe it doesn't really represent that today, but you can't entirely blame Bauer when really Akron's been letting Ball State easily into the 18 with opportunities left and right.
And well, we talked about just maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago that we didn't really need to see the time of possession to know the story of the match. But we're going to talk about it anyways because Akron has been on the attacking third for 15% of this match, which is, again, a shocking number.
It really is. Ball State, because you look at the numbers and you look at the records that both teams have, you're wondering, will the Cardinals handle business, quote unquote? And that's kind of what we've seen at this point, handling business. We didn't know how Akron was going to perform. Coming off of such a big win against Central Michigan, they had 4 goals in that match. But you have to remember, Central Michigan, they haven't won a match all season. So you have to keep that in mind. But you were expecting a little bit more from Akron. And really the best attack we saw from the Zips was in the final 20 seconds of the first half. I wonder if that'll be any kind of positive momentum. But at this point, you really have dug yourself a deep hole down 3-0.
For a team coming off a match with 17 shots, having 0 through 45 minutes has to be a real grounder. We're going to take a quick break here on the SportsLink Digital Halftime Show, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. And this broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, go ahead and drop by the showroom at the corner of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or visit victorymuncie.com. That is VICTROY.com. We'll take a break again, be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Ball State Women's Soccer.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive car dock maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Hey Cardinal fans, this is Connor Onion, play-by-play broadcaster with Fox Sports, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. Chirp, chirp.
Well, Connor Onion had himself a weekend covering Penn State Northwestern in a 22-21 loss for the Nittany Lions that not many people will forget about, although I'm sure the folks around Pennsylvania want to forget about that. And here in Brayden Sports Complex, it's 3-0 in favor of Ball State. Akron, they want to forget those first 45 minutes, put it behind them, and have something strong here. What do the Zips need to do to come back into this match?
Honestly, from a mental standpoint, I know it kind of sounds crazy. Don't look at the score. Do not look at the score because just the mental block that creates. You have to take every possession, one possession at a time, and you have to think of, hey, how do we win this possession? How do we win the little things? And that could add up to Akron at least getting back into this match in some way, shape, or form. But from an actual strategic standpoint, honestly, it just comes down to being more precise on through balls and getting into the 18, being more precise on those passes, being on the same page. Communication is the big thing for Akron to get back into this match.
And let's talk positively about Akron because they've had a great season. They 4-6-3. That's a huge improvement for them. They're on pace to have a better season than last year, and ultimately they end that conference losing streak. This is an improvement for the Zips. What we're also seeing is what happens in a rebuild. There's still issues that arise. There's still the miscommunication, and there's still matches like this where you start off slowly, but a big part of the rebuild and a big part of the job for Maggie Kuhn is how can you take slow starts and turn them into good finishes.
Especially for Akron with all the adversity they've faced in the last couple of years with the coaching change, having an interim coach this season, a lot of uncertainty on that front. It also comes with the territory of having such a young team. You're looking at right now 7 freshmen, 7 sophomores, so many young players, 14 returners from last season, not a lot of seniors going out. So this is the group, if you're Maggie Kuhn, that you're going to have for the most part, barring any transfers. This is the group you're going to have for the next 3 or 4 years. How do you develop it? That's the question.
And for Ball State, there isn't really much of a key to the match other than stay similar to the first 45 minutes. Yeah, I was impressed with Emily Roper, Roen. She was very aggressive in the final 20 minutes, and it shows on the stat sheet.
It really does, and it's a win-win. I really like the strategy from head coach Andy Stutz to have Delaney Caldwell whenever she needs a breather, whenever she needs to be subbed out, to have Emily Roper in at that moment. Because really, there's no decline, I'll even say. These are two great players that can start for really any squad in the MAC, especially Caldwell and Roper, just what they've done throughout their respective collegiate careers. And to have that plug and play like Roper, who's so aggressive right from the jump. She's fresh, 30 minutes into a match. A lot of players, the exhaustion, it kind of starts to kick in. But Roper, she's fresh, ready to go, aggressive. I love the strategy.
So with about 2:30 to go until we start off the second half, we'll take you to one last break before bringing you back into the action. Again, the score at halftime, Ball State 3, Akron 0. You are listening to Ball State Women's Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Now, back to the action.
Seconds away from starting off the second half of action between Ball State and Akron. The score 3-0 as we start the final 43, with Ball State moving right to left. And for Akron, their third straight match splitting halves with their goalkeepers. In the first half, it was Sarah Bauer. Here in the second half, it will be Ariana Vakos from Avon, Ohio, Avon High School. Did not play in 2024, was a two-time All-State and three-time All-District selection at the goalkeeper position, posted 268 saves during her career at Avon High School. A fantastic athlete looking to make her presence felt here and give this team some cushion to get the offense rolling.
And you have to like what you've seen from Vakos all season. This is really her freshman season. I wouldn't say thrown into the fire, actually really the opposite, to have her splitting time with, contrary to what we've seen today, Sarah Bauer, you know what she could do. She is a good goalkeeper when her defense is on point. But for Vakos to have that learning experience, and for her, like right now, we're looking at an 80% save percent right now. That's pretty solid, especially for such a young player. Obviously a lack of volume there with only playing one half of a match, really. But you have to like what you've seen.
And some new faces into the match for Akron as the Zips tip things off at the center stripe. Among them is Allie McMillan from Shreve, Ohio, a sophomore midfielder in her 16th game played. Played 15 games last season. She is in her 11th game now this year. Cardinals on the attack already. It's Lexi Watkins near side into Addie Chester to the 18. Working on 2 zips, and it's Tuhi with the shutdown and clear to the near touchline. So it will be a throw in for the Cards.
What's funny, you mentioned McMillan. Last season, obviously, she's played more games than like last season, but she's already played more minutes than last season.
And it looks like we have an injury in the 18. And it's Delaney Caldwell. Addie Chester to her side, and the athletic trainer is called over for the Cards. So we're going to take a quick break here. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and SportsLink program information, that can all be found at ballstatesportslink.com. You're listening to Ball State Women's Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains.
Sorry to cut into that break, but we are quickly back into the action. Luckily, Delaney Caldwell immediately back on her feet as Lexi Watkins has another throw in here. Just a minute into the second half, score still 3-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Greer Isaacson, usually a defender, but she is lined up deep into the attacking third. Lexi Watkins forced to the end line, last touch by Kaylin Goodard, and it's going to be a set-piece corner for the Cardinals.
Yeah, how about this? Their second corner of the day. You got Killian, the inbound. I like this look for the Cardinals.
That's Fiona Killian in the corner. To the 6. Headed up and blocked up high by Vakos. Back out. Great work by Akron to send that into the defensive area. Step into the 18. Vakos first to touch. So it looked like an opportunity for Tori Monaco, and a pass too far ahead of her.
And even though she wasn't the point of emphasis, to have a player like Emily Roper, who's by far the tallest player on the pitch, in a situation like that for a corner kick, it just feels like a cheat code, Brayden.
Vakos a little back and forth between her and her defensive crew, as the Zips are content with setting things up deeper, waiting for the midfielders to get back to the center stripe. Cardinals going to push, however. Lexi Watkins wins possession back for Ball State into the 18. Headed up top, tight contact, Killian, and it is a hard foul on Allie McMillan. And again, the athletic trainers are called up, but McMillan is right back on her feet. And I think they're going to have to get her checked out because it was head-to-head contact, as is protocol.
Hey, you can't risk that, especially because she may get right back up, but it's pure adrenaline at that point, especially when you're in such a competitive matchup like this.
The fight or flight is real for those situations, so the substitution for Akron will be made. Addison Hall. Again, earlier in the broadcast, the first half, we talked about substitution moments. I made a mistake there. That's a men's soccer rule, not soccer-wide in college soccer. I apologize for that. There are unlimited substitutions. You just can't bring a player back in for the same half. So, out of the free kick, not much happens there. And the ball is brought to Vakos' possession for a goal kick.
But we saw Addison Hall check in on that last possession. That's big for Akron. Hasn't had many attacks, but when she has attacked, man, she has been proficient, leading the team in goals with 4.
Cards win possession again out of the goal kick. Far side, attacking third. It's Killian. Pass to Monaco. Working on Fragnoli defensively into the 18. The cross into the box. A chance for Watkins, and it's slated away by the Zips. 2 Akron players into the 6, and that's a big stop.
That is a huge stop. Akron, we're looking at maybe one of their, or for Ball State, that was one of their better attacks all day, that even though it didn't really come to fruition. Watkins, I thought, had an opening there, but Akron quickly plugged that hole.
Akron again plugs the hole out of the throw-in near side center stripe. And it's back to Vacos. Tight defense right from Ball State. They're able to win possession with a clean tackle, but Vacos shuts down Lexi Watkins before she can get back to her feet, and that was a close call if I've ever seen one.
It really was. Getting a little aggressive at this point, especially Akron, because desperation, it really kicks in at this point in the match when you're down 3-0.
Watkins wins possession again. Chester, a pass into the box. No one's home for the Cardinals. Watkins wins it back. Another cross, a little deeper this time, far side of the box. On the edge, it's Roper. Forced to the end line and last touched by the Zips. Another set-piece corner, this time on the far end.
Man, you love to see that from Emily Roper, using her physicality to force that out on Akron. It's such a great play by the senior.
Killian to corner here in the 50th minute. Cards lead 3-0. Into the 6, a beautiful corner, but nobody is there for the Cardinals, and a safe clear by Akron.
Jordan Klassen probably had the best look there. Great kick, great opportunity, but just nobody home.
Isaacson takes the ball back, lead and pass to Watkins. Trails a little too far ahead of her to the end line, and it will be a goal kick for Akron. Roen, something to note here for the Zips. Defensively, it's been tough sledding for their midfield especially. It seems like when these clears happen, nobody is first to touch for Akron.
Yeah, that's really been something that's caught the eye for the Zips. The midfield has struggled to a certain extent, and that leads to getting opportunities inside the 18. That leads to getting opportunities to score. We just haven't seen that from the Zips.
I sound like a broken bell. Again, ball stayed into the 18. Zips do a great job defensively with Tuhi shutting down any slight chance of an attack. And finally, Akron forces the ball to the center stripe. Cards hold footing in the attacking third, but out along the far touch line for a throw-in, courtesy of the Zips.
The good news is for Ball State, Delaney Caldwell back in the match for Emily Roper.
Two players who, no matter who's out there, they'll make an impact, but Caldwell, that primary contributor on assists this season, especially to Addie Chester. Lexi Watkins in the attacking third near side, working just outside of the box. The pass, Isaacson, cross into the 18. Caldwell has it, tipped away by a Zip. Fight for possession, high shot by Killian over the head of the net. And it's a goal kick for Akron, a shot not quite on frame.
The right look that time for Killian, a transfer coming out of Temple after a couple of years there. Xavier, her freshman season, great look, just very high on that. But you got to let that rip when you have that slide opening.
Bit of a change of strategy for Akron here. This time everybody will back up close to the center circle for this goal kick. And it's won by Akron, taken right back away by a Cardinal. That was Killian first to touch for Ball State. Watkins, the through pass taken away by Riley Chestnut. It's been tough sledding for Akron's defense, but Chestnut has been there consistently throughout this match.
Riley Chestnut, even though, and that's the thing with defensive players, it's not going to pop up on the stat sheet or the box score, but Riley Chestnut, it makes such a big impact for this Akron team. And even though the score doesn't really represent it, she's done all she could.
And Akron into their attacking third. Rogowski, the pass lost. Oberhaus not quite ready to take that ball into the box, and the Cards clear. Caldwell has possession. 3 Zips hovering around her. Great pass to the far boundary to give to Monaco. Primary crosser on that side, looking to get to the edge. Akron takes it away. It's Tuhi. Back to the defensive third, closer to the 18. Zips working the far side. Tuhi has it up the middle. Pass to McMillan. Hard tackle by Izzy Ross, and an easy call for this officiating crew. We'll have a free kick just outside of the center circle, approaching now the 54th minute.
And that's about one of the few things that has gone Akron's way like that. That's about as easy as a call as it can get. But for Akron right now, it's still tough to even get past the center line, just knowing Ball State's defense.
Cards possession far side at the center stripe. It's Tori Monaco. Leading pass. Possession still belongs to Ball State. A clear almost out along the far touchline, and it's Akron who instead will kick it out. Maybe an absent-minded attempt there. Brings possession back to Ball State.
But regardless now, for the Cardinals, they've got the right idea. Pedal to the metal, knowing that, hey, every minute still matters for Akron. There is still a little bit of life left in this Zips team, but knowing that, the clock is ticking for Akron, and desperation really needs to kick in.
Successful clear by Goodard just outside of the defensive 18, but the Cards have the ball once more. Aggressive tackling on the move, and the whistle's going to go against Ball State. The official wants to have a discussion with Tori Monaco. So Akron gets a free kick. And they'll have to reset as that ball wasn't placed at the proper spot. That alongside Akron didn't give Ball State much of a chance to set up. Everybody's still on the move. This time the free kick counts. The Zips cross the center line. Great through pass to the far edge. Rogowski has it near the corner, into the attacking third. Defensively, it's Verberg. Izzy Ross cuts the ball off from entering the box. Possession still goes to the Zips. Score is 3-0 in favor of Ball State. Akron yet to have a shot, let alone a shot on goal this year. Or this game, excuse me. Pass just outside the 18. It's Wenzel. Sends her first shot of this match, but safely into the hands of Kate Palante. A low bouncing ball that bounced right into the gloves.
Wenzel, you could call her a hometown hero, I guess. Comes from Akron, Ohio. Probably grew up with this program. And for her to put on that uniform, I'm sure in some ways it is a dream come true.
Goal kick quite far above the 18. Therefore, the ball gets into the opposite 18, but it's essentially a goalkeeper-to-goalkeeper play as Vaco steps up to gather it.
And that's one of my favorite things to see about the sport. It's just mani a mano in a sense. So now Vacos for Akron has an opportunity now to just reset, let it breathe a little bit, give Akron an opportunity to reset as she booms it into the center circle.
A little back and forth at the center circle for possession. Cards win it. Lexi Watkins running towards the corner. Cuts up towards the 18, into the attacking third. Lead-in pass for Isaacson, touched away by Oberhaus. Ball barely staying in along the touchline rather than the end line, so no corner here instead of throw-in.
That was risky, though, but it was the right idea by Oberhaus, trying to get it out on the touchline rather than knowing there's a chance that goes out on the goal line.
And the captain, Addie Chester, subs out for Ball State. So we'll get a number for the incoming Cardinal. First, the throw-in. Watkins to Isaacson on the near side. Player into the action is number 28, Caitlin Velo. Lost possession for the Cards and a throw-in for Akron just inside of their defensive third near side.
That's big for Ball State, though. Velo has had her first goal of the season, one of 3 goals for the Cardinals earlier today.
Akron will substitute as well. So Rachel Wenzel subs out, and Bailey Cairns from Dublin, Ohio, a freshman on this team, comes in to step up defensively. Just under 33 minutes to go here from Brighter Sports Complex. The score is 3-0, a throw-in for the Cardinals near side at the timeline. Headed up by Akron out of bounds. And that's some good advancement by the Cardinals into the attacking third now with this throw. Greer Isaacson. To Velo. Back to Killian. To the far edge, Monaco chasing the ball down, bouncing towards the touchline. Can't gather it in time, and it will be possession for Akron.
Ball State, the aggression continues, even if they're not getting into the 18. The fact that they've kept it on this side of the pitch, on their attacking end, it shows that really they've dominated this matchup from start to finish.
Header into the 18. Caldwell looks for possession, cleared away by Akron. Addison Hall a chance to get moving, taken away by the Cards. Still in the attacking third, Ball State moves. Lexi Watkins to Caldwell. Can't get a good foot on the ball. And Akron is there for Agnoli to touch.
And Akron knows that you really have to protect that 18. They've known it the whole time, but now they've really started to execute it. Ball State's been on their attacking side most of this half, but it's been tough to really get into the 18, especially in the last 5 to 10 minutes. We saw more of that really getting into the 18 towards the beginning of the half.
You can see the fresh legs defensively having an impact for Akron. Cards move into the attacking third again. Caldwell chasing down Becker, who's first to touch. Back and forth between her and her goalkeeper. Zips still have it in their defensive 18. A chase down by Isaacson, can't win possession. Ball bouncing just outside the 18, front side, and the Cards win possession again. Fairberg has it. Pass towards the front end. McMillan clears it away along the far end. We'll have a throw-in for Akron as the Cards couldn't chase the ball down.
That's been another department where Ball State's really dominated today. Any kind of 50-50 ball, any kind of through ball, it seems to always go Ball State's way, whether it's a lack of communication on Akron's front or just more aggression on the Cardinals' end. It just seems to always go in Ball State's direction.
Akron across the timeline, Tuhi pass up front, cleared away by the Cardinals into the attacking third. Zips win possession on the far touchline. It's Tuhi again. And it's Cards again to get it out. Another throw in for Akron just outside of their attacking third. 30 minutes to go. Ball State leads 3-0. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos and SportsLink program information, that can all be found at ballstatesportslink.com. That's ballstatesportslink.com. Out of the throw in, Ball State wins possession once more. It's Izzy Ross running down the middle. Up front pass to Greer Isaacson, a rare opportunity into the 18 for her. Pass to Ross, the cross into the box. Caldwell glancing header, not enough strength behind it, and it's safely picked up by Ariana Vakos.
For Isaacson, that has to be exciting as a defender to have possession in the 18. That's got to be huge. I mean, Jordan Klassen, she, as a defender, in the last match against Eastern Michigan, she got a goal. So that has to kind of go through your mind a little bit. But the priority is, hey, get the best look, and that's what she tried to do.
Goal kick. Cards win possession. Lexi Watkins towards the near corner. In their attacking zone, Zips keep things at bay. Ball trickling out along the near touch. It's an Akron throw-in for Kaylin Goodard. A whistle and mass substitutions for Ball State here. So we'll get you those numbers. Emily Roper, Jess Fairno, Delaney Caldwell, and Tori Monaco subbing out. And then there's one more substitution, of which my eyes missed. Looks like Annika Klaus coming into the action. Throw in for Akron. Zips have it. Still in their defensive third. Tackle from behind by Izzy Ross. Whistled for the foul, and it's a free kick for Akron.
It's exciting to see Klaus back out there, getting her first goal since 2023 right before the half break. That was in the 43rd minute. That was just so huge for Ball State, and really even bigger for Annika Klaus herself with all she's dealt with. Having the red shirt last season, injuries have been a struggle. Now this season, really it's an opportunity for her to finally be fully healthy and finally have her season, and that's a big part right there, that goal.
Another foul gives Ball State a free kick now across the timeline into the center circle. Akron has it. Headed away by Ball State. Another whistle, another Akron foul. And funny enough, Emma King heard a whistle and assumed it was a Ball State foul and free kicked it forward where nobody was home. Immediately another whistle comes out and the official says, excuse me, I'm trying to officiate here and you're not looking at me.
Yeah, because if you're Emma King, all you really did was drain more clock with that.
Yeah, no harm done.
But still time that you preciously need every second, even if that's just 15 seconds lost, you're wasting time. You're kind of stalling in a sense.
Out of the Ball State free kick, Izzy Ross, a hard shot just outside of the 18, and it appeared to hit the shins of an Akron Zip quite hard. A player down, but we play on for now. Cards into the attacking third. Emily Roper had a chance, but the whistle comes out first due to this injury. It's Lily Toohey. Took a fastball right to the lower leg region. The athletic trainers come out again for the Zips.
It took quite some time for really anyone, or especially the officials, to notice that she was down. Emma King, she had to point out, hey, she's down right now. Took about 10 seconds to get to her, but finally they did. But for Ball State, they did have an opportunity with Roper. So at this point now for the Cardinals, you're up 3-0. We're approaching the halfway mark of this second half. I think it's all about damage control at this point. How can you limit opportunities for Akron like you've been doing all day? It's hard to find many flaws in the Cardinals game today. Just continue what you're doing, and it should be a great chance for them to go above 500 in MAC play.
Toohey being helped off the pitch. Hate to see an injury late into a match like this. So we have a player coming in for Akron.
Yeah, especially a player like Toohey, who she's been doing it all for Akron. Even if the stats don't show it, she's been kind of the maestro on the offensive end for the Zips. Third year, a transfer from Charlotte. She's done big things, and this season, really, especially in the last match against Central Michigan, those 2 assists really made the difference. A big part as to why they even won that match. Their first MAC win since 2023. Big for Akron. Toohey's a big part as to why Akron even got that win.
It's here in the 64th minute of the injury timeout. We'll have a goal kick for Akron. 3-0 Cards lead. It's Ariana Vakos, the redshirt freshman, standing at 5'5" from Avon, Ohio. Awaits her squad setup. High punt straight to the timeline. Headed by Akron to get things into the offensive third, but the Cards again take a chance away. A throw in for Akron, far touchline. Ball headed up a few times, a potential handball. We play on. This ball is booted away again to the far end of that touch stripe. It's another throw in, this time for Ball State.
We're 20 minutes into this second half, and what we've seen is really more of the same from the first half. Ball State immediately plugging holes, immediately limiting opportunities for Akron when you think they have an opening. The one thing I have noticed from the Zips, we haven't seen many through balls, many through passes, because quite frankly, they haven't really had a chance to even get those opportunities.
Riley Chestnut with the reset and a clear to the timeline. Another clear by Akron, and now the Zips move into the attacking third. A chance for Rachel Wenzel, hitting the far 18 into the box. The cross blocked away by Jordan Klassen. Still in the possession of Wenzel. Pass up front, it's Isha Sutharshan. Lead-in pass, now to the near side. Goodard, the cross. A whistle and a hard foul. An opportunity for Caitlin Rogowski just outside of the 6, but her kick went straight to the body of, it looked like Jordan Klassen, right down the middle of the box. So a goal kick foul. Ball State, a lucky break, I assume.
Yeah, and Klassen took it like a champ. Just goes to show, hey, I've been playing this game for a long time. Took it like it was nothing, honestly, and it looked painful.
Jess Fairno, fast movement into the attacking zone. A chance, and it's left up high. A great cross into the 6 by Jess Fairno, and the opportunity for Annika Klaus would have been her second goal of the match. Instead, it's just high.
It was, I'll even say it was still good execution. You're not going to get those every time. It just seemed like Klaus, she was coming in full steam ahead. She was right there, perfect time, but I think maybe came in a little bit too hot, a little bit too much mustard on that. Led to what we see right now with Akron back in possession, but still a great opportunity for the Cardinals, and all props go to Jess Fairno, who created that opening.
Can't get the rye bread and the mustard out this time, Grandma. It's not a grand salami. What do you know about Dave Newhouse?
Oh, of course, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the Mariners, they had a huge win a couple days ago to advance to the ALCS. But back to soccer here. Out the throw in on the far side, near side rather. Cards working into the box. It's Annika Klaus looking for her second goal. Hovering in the 18. Pass, Fairno, tipped towards the goal. But that shot on frame, a little too slow to end up as anything more than a Vaco save.
Frustrations, if this was any other match, you have two good looks that didn't quite go your way, maybe you get a little bit frustrated. But then if you're Ball State, you look up at the scoreboard, you're still leading 3-0. You have to, again, play calmly, and that's what we've seen, but still with that aggression, because the Cardinals know it's not over until that final buzzer sounds.
Goal kick for Akron. Possession won by Oberhaus. Still in their defensive third. Suthar Shan now working. Just outside of that defensive 18. Akron, any chance to clear, Goodard has it. And into the center circle, Akron moves. Fight for the ball between Wenzel and Klassen won by the Cardinals. Ball tipped to the far touchline, and a throw in for Ball State. As we have another substitution. This time Izzy Ross getting back into the action. LG Moncrief, who's coming out for Izzy Ross.
Moncrief, we were talking about Lily Tui earlier and the assists that made the difference in the last match. That's kind of the role that Moncrief played for the Cardinals against Eastern Michigan. She fed Jordan Klassen on that goal that made the difference in a 1-0 victory for Ball State.
Approaching the 21-minute to go mark, Ball State leads 3-0. A chance for Emily Roper. Great save to the ground by Ariana Vakos. A real chance for Ball State. It's still going to be a set-piece corner, but Moncrief with the cross into the box. Emily Roper, enough space to shoot, not enough air on that one, and Vakos heads up play to dive to the turf.
That's what sets apart the good goalkeepers from the great right there, especially a young one like Vakos.
Cross out of the corner. It's another touch by Roper, lobbing into frame. And the jump-up save by Vakos. Another goal kick for Akron. And give credit to the substitute goalkeeper, Ariana Vakos, for back-to-back matches. Well, 3 straight matches now. She has come in for 45 minutes of the match, splitting time with Bauer. And so far, her 45 in this one looks to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's been very impressive, especially on that last set piece where Roper's always going to be the target on a corner with her height, and the fact that Vakos was able to get up there, use the athleticism, that vertical, get up there to even get a hold of that ball. And that's not even including the last save she had, really laying her body out to get a hold of that. Very impressive.
Suthar Shan, the clear into the attacking third for Akron. Ball heads out, last touch by the Cardinals. A throw in for the Zips. Out to Emma King, towards the middle, into the box, no one's there, and the step up by Kate Palante. Now crashing in was an Akron Zip, as it could have been something for Oberhaus. That pass just a little too far side for her to reach it.
Even then, Oberhaus, I don't think she really had the angle to do much of anything. It could have been something because it was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but Palante always had the right angle there. The former Westfield Shamrock staying in the home state of Indiana.
Palante's goal kick is about 25, 30 yards in front of the goal, and the Cards have it now in the attacking third. No Akron Zip willing to contest that kick. Cross into the box. A bit too far for everybody to reach except for Ariana Vakos.
Once again, even though that's about as routine as it gets for a goalkeeper, Vakos is holding her ground. She hasn't had a lot of time to breathe. That's really been the big thing in the second half for Akron, is that they haven't given Vakos much breathing room, but she's still made the most of her opportunities that have come.
Vakos much more conservative with her goal kick as that ends up out, last touched by her. No one willing to reach it before it bounces along the far touchline, and it's a throw-in for Ball State.
I will say with Kate Palante, it's impressive the last few matches because every time she's come in before, it's really been splitting time, whether it be with Konopatsky or with Abby Jenkins. But now she's been getting full matches to herself, and she's proven that right now as a sophomore, she has the capabilities to be a big part of the Cardinals' future.
Another clear to the far touchline by Akron. Another throw-in for Ball State. 18 minutes to go. Cards lead 3-0. This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corner of McAlliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie or visit victorymuncie.com. Out of the throw-in, a whistle and a foul on Ball State. It will be Akron possession. Zips looking to move quick here, still in their defensive third. The clear across the timeline by Fragnoli. A chance for Wenzel to touch it. Instead, it is cleared away by Delaney Ahern. Fight for the ball up the middle, just in front of the center circle. Cards have it. Into the attacking third, a shutdown tip away by Becker.
Brayden, I'm just curious what's even going through the head of Kate Palante, because she hasn't seen really any action today. A lot of times she's just been on an island by herself on the opposite end of the pitch. That's really what it's been all day.
Yeah, maybe just thinking about midterms. How'd those grades go? What else do I have in front of me?
How can you not think about midterms?
Akron has possession in their defensive 18. Great work by the Zips to clear this one away, at least further from their defensive goal. It'll be a Ball State throw-in a little farther away than they would have liked. Cross into the 18. Chance taken away. Fairno was there. Another opportunity. This one's jolted to the end line. And it's a goal kick for the Akron Zips, as that was Ariana Vakos, who didn't have to do much other than let that ball trickle away.
But now we're at a point where for Akron, it's not so much about getting back into the match. It's more so how do we build momentum going into the next one against Eastern Michigan.
Out of the goal kick, Cards have possession, and maybe a chance for Ball State to start thinking clock, as that ball is cleared to the goalkeeper, Palante. Zips win possession out of the goal kick. Cards gather it right back. It's Killian along this near side, just at the boundary of the attacking third.
Yeah, I think
defensive rather.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Ball State should be thinking, is still be aggressive, but also think, okay, how do we just drain clock?
Meanwhile, for Akron, the Zips are trying to find any way to get this ball moving, but again, it's Ball State in their attacking third. Fairno near side. Pass to Velo, back into Fairno's feet. Hard tackle from the side. That looked like a hockey bounce. My goodness, LG Moncrief. We'll play on, no whistle. Akron clears things away to the far touchline, as that was Fragnoli. I cannot believe a whistle didn't come out there.
Yeah, I think we were both waiting for it, but we just didn't see it. And we have a goalkeeper change now for Ball State. How about this?
It's Grace Konopatsky coming into the play for the final 15 minutes here. Konopatsky, who has a 2-1 record this season on 3 starts, majoring in legal business, aims to actually go to law school after her career ends here at Ball State and become a lawyer.
I have to say, that's impressive, because being a student athlete is one thing, but then to follow that up by going to law school, I've heard it's tough, and if anyone could do it, it is her. Just her collegiate experience at Ball State. Last season, she was the primary goalkeeper for the Cardinals. This season, it hasn't been the case, but she's made the most of her opportunities when they've come.
Speaking of opportunities, Akron, a real chance in their attacking third, tipped away by Ball State. Another hard tackle, this time along the far side. Once again, the whistle stays in the pocket of this officiating crew. That one didn't have to be so lenient. as it was pretty 50-50. The throw in by Ball State across the timeline. The Cards work into their attacking zone. The chase down by Lydia Hill, who subbed into the play just a moment ago. Akron tipped away. Stays with the Cards. It's Hill again. Cross into the box off of the backside of Louisa Fragnoli. An accidental stop, but the ball heads out, and it stays with Ball State on the far side. 13 minutes to go. Score is still 3-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Into the 18. The chase down by Velo, unsuccessful. And the clear chance by Oberhaus is tipped away by Isaacson. It's a throw-in for Akron, but it stays in the defensive third of the Zips. Another substitution for Akron. So it's Louisa Fragnoli subbing out. And into the play is number 21, Olivia Pilato from Rochester, New York. A freshman on this team, standing at 5'1", a three-star recruit according to TopDrawersSoccer.com. 16 goals and 19 assists over her junior and senior years at Hilton Central High School.
Another freshman, too. Akron, with this recruiting class, there have been a number of, like you said, three-star recruits. There have been numerous. They really hit the ground running when it came to recruiting this year, knowing after what you graduated last year, knowing that you had to rebuild in that way.
Akron has possession in their defensive third. Cards aggressive defense, a double tackle, and an easy whistle. So that was just about 10 feet away from the official. And it's a free kick for Akron with 12 minutes to go. Jordan Oberhaus working Greer Isaacson at the center circle. Open space, plenty of room to move around the pitch. Into the attacking third. Pass to the near side, Rachel Wenzel. Not quite towards the corner, closer to the box. Goes in there. A chance to put a shot on goal, tipped away. Right in front of frame. Another opportunity and a diving save by Konopatsky. That was Suthar Shan right up the guts with a shot. And Grace showing her grace with the diving save.
She really did, and that's not a routine play at all, especially when Akron, they haven't had many opportunities, so you know they're going to take, when they have one, they're going to take full advantage. Konopatsky was right there, though, diving to get that to her right. Such a great play.
Just the third shot by Akron in this match. The first shot on goal. A goal kick by Konopatsky. Possession stays with the Cardinals. Into the attacking third, towards the 18. Cross into the box, no one is there. The closest Cardinal was LG Moncrief, maybe just a few feet behind the ball. And Vaco steps up to gather it. So another goal kick for the Akron Zips. It's a program with 4 wins, 6 losses, 3 draws this season. A program where their last winning season in conference play was 2019. Their last season with a winless record on the road, which they have right now, was 2017. Their last season with a winning record overall was 2006. Certainly a rebuild. And a lot of promise this season from Akron. This game may not show it, but this is a Zips team that has been motivated this year.
They really have. They still have a lot of young pieces that we may look at this Akron team 2, 3, 4 years from now and think, man, even though they struggled in that 2025 season, they really built something special. There's a good chance we could see that down the line. This is an Akron team that they haven't won back-to-back MAC games since 2019. They had an opportunity to do that today, even though it won't happen. Still, the fact that they got to that point is impressive, even with all the adversity they've faced.
Konopatsky picks up a free kick from Suthar Shan, uncontested, and the goal kick across the timeline. Under 10 minutes to go, Ball State leads 3-0 over the Akron Zips, leading the shot category 11-3 in this one. Little goalkeeper play as this time it's Akron's opportunity to kick things off. It's Vacos, and it's Akron across the timeline. Kaylin Goodard into the attacking zone, tipped away by Ferno. Oh, and a real chance here, though, by Oberhaus. A miscommunication on the clear back. A chance on frame, and it's missed just wide to the left. A rolling ball out of the reach of Konopatsky, but also out of frame. That's a missed opportunity late for Akron that just feels like salt on the wound.
It kind of sums up what today has been. Pilato had such a great look. Had it been on point, that would have been a point for the Akron Zips, but just too long from Oberhaus. That's kind of what today's been for the Zips.
It's been a match to forget.
That's kind of the golden rule with athletics, is that, hey, once that clock strikes midnight, you forget about what happened. Obviously put it in the back of your mind, but you look forward to the next matchup, which in Akron's case will be a week from now against Eastern Michigan on the road.
Vacos a goal kick. Cards have possession, though, in the attacking third. It's Kaylin Velo. Back to Emily Roper. Puts a high shot on frame. A lob just testing Ariana Vacos, but she jumps up to make the grab.
And that's one of those balls that really, you kind of just have to wait for it if you're Vacos. Still made a great play on it. Routine, but she's been challenged, and she's made the most of the challenges.
It's the 18th shot by Ball State. I said 11 a few minutes ago. The 11 and 17 merge a little bit on the scoreboard. Back into the action here. It's a save by Ariana Vacos, stepping out of the 6 with a chasing Cardinal into the box. That could have been something for Kaylin Velo, but a great read by Vacos. Out of the goal kick, Zips working now into the attacking third. A great lead-in pass to Oberhaus. A chance at a shot rolling away. Wanted the pass, rather, to Olivia Heskett, who was chasing down from the opposite side, but it bounced a little too close to Konopatsky. And we'll have another goal kick for Ball State this time.
And the really scary part about that, Konopatsky made a great play, really putting her body on the line. She kind of juggled that ball in her hands a little bit. That could have been a great chance for Haskett, but Konopatsky kept it in check just in time to create Ball State now having possession.
So a throw in for Ball State along the far touchline into the attacking third. Akron gathers the ball. Chestnut the clear. And it's once again out. Off of Akron, so another throw in. Just above 6 minutes to go here from Briner Sports Complex. Cards lead 3-0 over the Akron Zips. Both teams with 4 Mid-American Conference matches to go in the regular season before heading to Columbus, Ohio for the MAC tournament on November 1st through November the 7th.
And this is such a big MAC win to have, because going into the MAC tournament, only a few games out, you're above 500 in MAC play. You're just behind UMass as well, who has a 4-3 record in MAC play. Ball State will move to 4-3-1 in the next 5 minutes.
Of course, the top 8 teams making the MAC tournament. For Akron, this is a tough pill to swallow. Likely a loss that pushes them out of contention to head to Columbus.
Yeah, because Akron, like looking at their remaining schedule, you got Western Michigan, who's number 1 in the MAC right now. You also got Bowling Green, who's had a solid season. It's really just a tough go for Akron, knowing that you would have had to win out to really have a chance at the MAC tournament.
More substitutions here for Ball State and Akron. 2 players on each side subbing in and out. Fairno and Emily Roper among the players for Ball State. We'll have Annika Klaus coming back in. For Akron, it was Kaylin Goodard and Isha Sutharshan who subbed out. Still don't have the numbers for the players that came in. We'll try to trickle those in through the last 5 minutes of play. Delaney Ahern looking to chase a ball along the near touch line, but it heads out before her grasp. So possession to Akron with a throw-in, just about 10 feet to the attacking side of the center line. A quick break for a shoe tie. Caitlin Rogowski making sure those cleats are firmly on the feet. Now we're back into play. Throw-in successful to Emma King. Cleared away by the Cardinals. Fight for possession. Won by Ball State for a moment. It's actually Grace Havard who's into the action. Have not seen her yet this season. A defensive redshirt junior from Sewanee, Georgia. That is Grace Havard, not Annika Klaus into play.
And man,
Annika Klaus was already in.
And man, is that great to see Grace Havard out there for the first time this season, like you mentioned, just getting her reps and what, well, chances are we don't know the end decision. She is a redshirt junior. More than likely will be another redshirt season for her, but just great for her to get an opportunity in these last few minutes.
Another substitution for Akron. This time it's Kylie Sheeman checking back into play with Emma King subbing out. Emma King heading into this one 6th in the conference for shots and 9th in shots on goal. Unable to get one today, though. 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go from Briner Sports Complex in Muncie. It's 3-0 Ball State. Cards are throwing in their defensive side. Across the timeline, Grace Havard fighting for the ball. Heads out, last touched by the thrower. So it goes to Akron. Scrap for the ball, won by Akron, but immediately out along the near side. That was Olivia Pilato just out of reach. Another throw-in for Ball State.
At this point now, we're looking for Ball State, like we've seen with Grace Havard coming into this match. You're going to see players who just haven't had the opportunities this year.
And Klaus, a good shot on frame, maybe a little low, as Ariana Vakos tips it away. And out of the reaction, that ball grazes along the near touchline for another Ball State throw-in. But once again, Vakos doing a great job in goal. Has not given up anything yet in this second half.
And now the Cardinals, at the end of this match and at the end of the day, you're going into Thursday against Toledo at home once again. And Toledo, that's a team that hasn't won a match all season. So for Ball State to really, again, 8 teams, they get into the MAC tournament. The Cardinals are in 7th place right now. A win against Akron, which we'll have in the next 2 minutes, and then a potential win against Toledo really sets them apart.
It's been a tough season for Toledo, I'll tell you what. Team that's winless in the conference, driving 3 out of conference victories. But back into this one with about 90 seconds to go. Akron into their attacking zone. Into the box, McMillan looking for a streaking Pilato. Not in time as the safe grab by Konopatsky might just shut down the last opportunity for Akron on frame.
And now it's all about chewing clock for Ball State. That's really what it's been the last 10 minutes or so. But just, hey, keeping the defense on point and just chewing clock as much as you can.
Luisa Fragnoli, the clear to the far touchline, still stays with Ball State in the attacking third. Into the box, the chase down, won by Ariana Vakos. Kaylin Velo with the chase. But it looked like possession was lost by Vakos as she gathered it and mishandled the ball. So we're back into play. Into the box again, this time Vakos not losing grip of the rock. So she'll get a goal kick with about 35 seconds to go. And there's your bright side for Akron, Roen. We saw the full 45 minutes from Vakos, and we didn't see a single goal from Ball State.
That is really the plus right there. It's a tale of two halves, and if that's a positive for Akron, is in the second half, Cardinals didn't score, but at the same time, they didn't create much offense of their own either, and that will probably be the driving point.
10 seconds to go as Akron still pushing here, but they likely won't have enough time to get a shot on goal. One final cross into the box. There is not enough time, and that will do it. 3-0 Ball State takes this one here in Muncie. A dominant performance with 20 shots compared to Akron's 4. It's going to be a long bus drive home for the Akron Zips, but a nice comforting Sunday to end the weekend for Ball State.
It really is. It's what the Cardinals needed. Another shutout victory. All 7 of their wins this season have been via the shutout. And there it is right there against the Akron Zips. You can't overlook Toledo on Thursday, though, because this is a Toledo team that it's honestly more dangerous because they're playing with nothing to lose, and they're looking maybe not quite spoiler because the Cardinals probably feel pretty comfortable with getting into the MAC tournament at this point. A lot of it depends on what UMass does. They're right now about a half game ahead of them for that 6th slot. 8 teams get in. The Cardinals are 7th right now. But for them to be 4-3-1 in MAC play with the potential on Thursday to be 5-3-1, really it's got to be comforting for the Cardinals knowing that they could do something that they weren't able to do last season, and that's make the MAC tournament.
Taking a look at the stats before we sign off here. The match scoring summary. All 3 goals by Ball State came in the first half. In the 34th minute, it was Emily Roper with a shot to the top right of the goal, assisted by Tori Monaco. In the 40th minute, the second goal came courtesy of Kaylin Velo, an assist from Emily Roper. And then in the 43rd minute, it was Annika Klaus with a shot courtesy of Jess Fairno's pass into the box. Shot-wise, Ball State led the category 18-4, as that stat has been updated from 20 to 18. 14-2 shots on goal. Akron with 11 saves, Ball State with 2. And for the Cardinals, 4 fouls above their average this season. Corners, excuse me. Akron with 2. That's below their average, which stands at the lowest in the conference. Roen, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Really, this is Ball State, even though when it comes to RPI, this won't be their biggest win of the season, but just situationally, it really feels like that the Cardinals, this is the type of win that gives you that jolt of momentum, that boost going into postseason play. Just a few matches away from that point, you have a big opportunity against Toledo on Thursday. That's what I'll leave you with, is that Thursday at 4 p.m., right here at Brayden Sports Complex, Ball State has a golden opportunity against the winless in MAC play Toledo Rockets.
For Ball State, the Cardinals improved to 7 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws this season, and they crack above 500 in conference play, standing at 4-3-1. Ball State's final 4 regular season games come on the 16th at home against Toledo, on the road October 19th versus Bowling Green, back at home for Senior Day against Miami on the 26th, and then on the road to DeKalb in the final conference game between NIU, both this season and as a whole, with NIU heading to the Horizon League next year. For Akron, the Zips dropped to 6 wins, 7 losses, and 3 draws on the season overall, 1-5-2 in conference play. Akron heads on the road to Ypsilanti on the 19th to play Eastern Michigan. Then they're back at home to face Western Michigan on the 23rd. Then they play Bowling Green and Toledo to round out the season for Akron. So, here from Brayden Sports Complex, the final score, Ball State 3, Akron nothing. We thank you for tuning in to this presentation of Ball State Women's Soccer on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. I'm Brayden Carroll, Roen Elbert alongside. He had the first half, I had the second half. It's been a pleasure, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
It's been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.